Hey guys, Stealth here, welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Today, an interesting scenario by one of my newest naval architects. This is Mr. Tabi, and we are going to China. Imperial China is on the verge of collapse from total humiliation from repeated defeats by Western powers. In order to forcibly reclaim prestige and force acknowledgement of the quality at the table and subdue internal unrest, China must defeat the naval garrison under British command. Now this is, as he titled the scenario, the Boxer Rebellion 3.0 Electric Boogaloo. The actual Boxer Rebellion, I had to look up, 1899 to 1901. There was, in fact, a rebellion, and it was against the British rule, from what I've been able to find. And in case you were wondering, it's called the Boxer Rebellion because quite a few of the Chinese that were involved in this rebellion practiced martial arts, and the British called them boxers. Anyway, the backstory. It is 1910, and the various provinces of Qing China are ready to rebel and defy the rule of the Emperor due to believing his rule is weak. It is believed by the Emperor's military advisors that a resounding victory must be had in order to end the occupation by foreign invaders of the Eight-Nation Alliance by force, once and for all. Expel their garrisons, force them to acknowledge China and the Qing Emperor as an equal, and restore the pride to the Chinese people. And maybe the dynasty won't end next year. The Eight-Nation Alliance is led by the British, who have a small garrison of ships stationed nearby. 4 battleships, 3 armored cruisers, and 3 light cruisers. This is going to be my target. The Imperial funds have secured 10 torpedo boats and 2 light cruisers of foreign make. Now, I get some additional options. Fortunately, that is. I get to take either 2 battleships, 3 heavy cruisers, or a force of 6 destroyers to assist my, well, let's say my foreign acquired group of 2 light cruisers and 10 torpedo boats. This means I have some options. Battleships probably have the best staying power, but I think it's more interesting to play this, or to have this in line with the role-playing, which means I'm going to go with the destroyers, because I'm not sure if China at this point in their empire would actually be able to build battleships or heavy cruisers. So we're going to go with a force of 6 destroyers. This means that at a range of 5,000 meters, I can pretty quickly start a swarm attack, because I have 18 ships and they have 8. Now, initially the scenario says the enemy has 4 battleships in the dock, but I am going to be just taking on 2, because that is what the scenario mandated. I know it sounds a bit weird, but I have a whole form where people can submit scenarios when they're a naval architect. And he said the number of enemy battleships is 2, not 4. So this is my target. Sink the battleships, the heavy cruisers and the light cruisers, and make a mockery of the British fleet. Let's start designing. Now I get to design the destroyer. We get to have either the destroyer 1 or the torpedo boat destroyer. Or the torpedo boats, but I'm going to let the AI take care of that. These are the Y1 of 600 tons, or I can make the 1,000-ton destroyer 1. Let's go with the torpedo boat destroyer. Again, it's not the best ship, but it is something that I imagine the Chinese might actually have the capabilities to design. Oh. This again. This is going to be very interesting. Okay, I'm going to switch to the destroyer 1. These are still the torpedo boats. I thought they might be on the verge of being the destroyer, but they're not. If you pick the torpedo boat destroyer, you're looking at the current bug of 12 inches of armor belt, which is more than some battleships have. So let's go with the destroyer and set this thing up. A little bit of bulkheads. I wonder how fast I can make these things. 60 knots might be a bit much. But considering that these are basically there to just drop off a few torpedoes, which will be very small, because I think in this era, what can I get? 18s? Maybe not even 18-inch torpedoes. And if you are a smaller power, you're probably not going to go with the most advanced tech. At least not when you're trying to build something that probably doesn't last long. So an advanced tower 2 is, in this case, preferable to an advanced tower 3. I need to have a secondary tower as well, so we're going to go with rear tower 1. If I put these farther to the stern, I'm able to put torpedo launchers over there. I need to have at least one main gun. We're going to go with a small 3-inch pea shooter. And I can just about place that in front of the tower. I can make the ship bigger, but I would actually rather have her be smaller instead. The smaller the target, the harder to hit. Torpedo tubes, 56 tons for a dual launcher. And these are 17-inch torps, which I can upgrade to 18s for plus 60% torpedo damage. That's a very good buff. I can make them standard propulsion, which means they have 32 knot speed, or I can make them fast, which means that they have 41.5 knot speed. I'm going to drop my own speed down a little bit and assure that I have 2 of these launchers per destroyer. There. I just want to place them farther back because my weight offset is pretty substantial. And that's because I have a 43-ton tower over there. Now we can put the gun over here, balance the ship out. I'm not really looking for a particularly stable platform. It doesn't really have to be one. It just has to be stable enough. Now I'm trying to go on a swarm attack, which means I don't exactly know where my target's going to be, but I'm going to try and push these destroyers into the enemy fleet. And that's why I have the torpedo launchers on either side. Of course, the alternative is to have them in a line. And that way I could drop a quick spread of 4 torps. Which well, actually that might be better. That might be better considering what I'm trying to do here. Is that a funnel that'll be sufficient? No. Not by a long shot. That's 100. 51. Whew. If we slow down more. 54. And I can make the funnel fit. Induced would be good. But could I run with a small induced funnel? Yeah, that would give me 100% engine efficiency, but that's too much. When it comes to armor, I don't want any of it. I'm hoping for over-penetrations. Shells go inside, or in one side and out the other. Anti-flood? No. It's 1 ton too heavy. Is there anything else I can do? Yeah, I can make it a smaller engine. Or a triple expansion engine instead of a multiple expansion engine. But by doing that, I basically make sure it doesn't work too well. Using a different propulsion for my little 3-incher is not going to do anything. There, reduced complement of shells. I now carry 228 per gun. That is all. Come on. Whatever, we're not looking for a very, very stable platform. So let's see if I can take out some of the British battleships, well, British ships in general. Here's our lineup once more. My 2 light cruisers, 6 destroyers and 10 torpedo boats against their 2 battleships, 3 heavies and 3 lights. And we are going the wrong way. Their ships are coming towards me. These are their heavy cruisers. That makes these their battleships. These battleships are packing a lot of guns. And normally that would be pretty concerning. But these 11-inchers are not going to be firing very quickly. Which means I have some nice options to try and get into range before they go off. One other enemy, if you will, that I'm having is the formation system. And that is going to make my life very interesting, and not necessarily in the best of ways. This whole div needs to turn around. This div does not need to be screening, it needs to be following. You know what, just disengage the whole group. You go that way. These torpedo boats are in an utter mess. That way, that way. This is 4, 1, and 10. You're going to go that way. You're going to go that way. You're going to go that way. And you are still in a div? Okay. Don't be. So the only groups that I still have is this destroyer group. And I do not mind my light cruisers being in a group. Oh, and there's another section here. That's these torpedo boats. Alright, I will not be able to run this battle as quickly as I normally would. So let's put it at a ×2 speed only. These battleships are not only armed with 11-inch guns, they are also packing a couple of 5-inch guns and a dual 8. When it comes to their heavy cruisers, these are arguably more of a threat, because they have more smaller guns. They have 4 single 4s, 8 single 2-inch guns, that particularly is going to be problematic, and 2 dual 9-inchers. And, interestingly, and you don't see this very often, they have double funnels. It's very rare to have those on ships. But in this day and age, they're pretty useful. Or pretty normal, I think. Come on. Okay, torpedo boats. You guys can do 26 knots. You are built with maximum bulkheads. You got torpedo launchers on your stern. That's not really where I would hope that they were. Time to smoke up. Because if they're on the stern, it means I have to do some maneuvering before I'm even able to bring those things to bear. Qing ready to rush in. At full speed. I am inside of torpedo range against this heavy cruiser, but I want to take that one down. Ooh. Speaking of. Let's do the shakes with this DD. So far they've hit me once. No, I have hit them once. And I even did some damage. That's all the more amusing. We got the heavy cruiser Abukir. The Abukir, 562 turning circle. Hydro had not yet been invented. So that means that they're going to be relying on surface detection for torpedoes. That's going to be, well, challenging for them, I suppose. Let's throw out torpedoes against the Leviathan. 2 first. I need to turn around. Also to throw off the aim on their torps. And when we turn around, we should be able to bring the second group to bear. Let's steady out for a minute. Leviathan has detected the torps. Where's my second launcher? What is it doing? Or rather, what is it not doing? The torpedoes are not a problem to the rest of the DDs. Ooh, that was a good hit against the Qing. There's the second torpedo salvo from the Qing. Okay, I want you to turn that way, I want you to turn that way. The torpedoes might impact the Leviathan here. Hit. Flooding on the stern. This thing has maximum bulkheads though. It is very survivable and will not care that much. In the meanwhile, we're going to go after their battleships. If it is up to me, I'm not really going to be using my light cruisers much at all. Because I rather think that they're not going to be surviving long enough to get into range. And even if they are, I very much doubt their ability to do damage. Because the Langfang, for example, has 5-inch guns. That's really not going to be able to pen that battleship. Their torpedoes? Yes, they will. Another DD of mine has launched torpedoes, and the Albemarle has detected them and is trying to dodge. This battleship, again, maximum bulkheads. That is unfortunate. I want the torpedo boats to start attacking the Formidable. That's your target. The torpedoes here have scared off the Leviathan, but done very little to actually damage her. I need to hold off on the torpedo launches until I'm in a proper position to fire. Because I'm just wasting these torps. And Leviathan is in a pretty good position to just dodge them. Set the smoke screens here. And let's have... There we go. My DD has launched its torpedoes. Let's smoke up. Ooh. Albemarle will get hit once. Anti-torpedo blister 2. But their rudder has taken some damage, which means that the Pingu might have a better opportunity to get into range and drop some torps. The Y-10 has also torpedoed. And these things only carry one salvo. That's problematic. But that means that there's one torpedo left, and that's just ramming the ship into a battleship. Albemarle took almost no damage from that attack. Looks like their light cruisers have also decided to show up. Incoming torpedo from the heavy cruiser. Leviathan can do 25 knots. I can do way more than that. Leviathan could be in trouble here. Here come the light cruisers. I'm going to lose one destroyer here. Yep, she's gone. Keep pushing. 3 torpedoes, which are definitely not going to hit. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing here. This one seems like it's on a sail past. That's a beautiful dodge by the AI. Look at that torp. That one actually impacted, but this one was pretty close. Unfortunately, it impacted on a position where the ship already had taken some damage, so I kind of doubt that it'll do much. The Jin Zhao is not going to survive. I'm still trying to get the Pingu to charge down the Albemarle, but I need to be closer and faster. Now, I was always going to take a lot of losses in this attack. Oh, shit. I was also always going to take a lot of losses simply because I have a lot of small ships. That's kind of the problem with the Storm attack. You are going to take some losses, but you're trying to get more damage inflicted, especially price-wise, than what you are taking. Come on, this is an opportunity. A good one at that. Just make sure you get those launchers on the Leviathan. Time for the Pingu to start torpedoing. And we got the torpedo boat Y-10. I'm going to slam that into the Formidable. Torps out against the Albemarle. Smoke up. Y7 and Y4. I don't know why. Just go. You should have torpedoes available. But you're not using them. At this rate, I'm losing more ships than I'm actually capable of losing without potentially losing this fight. Pingu is not launching torpedoes. Oh, it's because I had the wrong target selected. Yeah, that would do it. Y10. We're going to charge directly towards the battleship, which might actually do more damage to the battleship than the potential torpedo attack. Pingu launched a quad stack of torps. Albemarle is going to be hurting. Unfortunately, my little torpedo boat is also going to be hurting a lot. Launch against the Formidable. The Y-10 sinks due to extensive fire. The torpedoes are moving towards the Albemarle. She has a damaged rudder. She's going to be in trouble. The Y-10 sinks. Y-7. This is a fantastic opportunity to attack. I would rather hope that you take it. Come on. Come on. There we go. Albemarle just took 4 torpedoes and a lot of flooding. I need you to turn. Why is your turning circle so bad? The Y2 has launched. That's their only launch, so now I can slam the Y2 into the British battleship. Need to kind of time it like that. These heavy cruisers are a very serious threat. Langfang, be careful there, buddy. Oh, you already dropped your torps. Just now, though. Formidable. Just took a couple of torps. You missed. That's unfortunate. Turn to port. Y7 is down. Albemarle has serious flooding, but seems to have control over it. Oh! Ammo detonation. I didn't know I carried that much ammunition that you could detonate it. Here we go. Prepare for ramming speed. All 19 knots of it. Brace for impact. Sound collision. And that's how the Chinese do business. In the meanwhile, we're also dropping some torpedoes from the other torpedo boat that comes alongside. Oh, this is spectacular. This is beautiful. Unfortunately, that torpedo boat right there is never going to survive that. Well, I say that. Look at that ram damage, 412. This one's taking... well, it's also taking quite a bit. And that's the Y2 down. The Formidable has taken a lot of damage. But I wonder if it's enough. I still have the Y4 over here. But we have potentially a collision between the Y4 and the Y1. Their heavy cruiser is down. You're out of torpedoes. You're out of torpedoes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That must have come out of the heavy cruiser. So now I have to take down a heavy cruiser with a light. Yeah. That's challenging, to say the least. I really do not think that the Chinese are going to win this fight. Yes, the British will take a ton of damage. But because they have both maximum bulkheads and a seriously decent torpedo blister, it's proving to be... oh, and they can turn on a dime. Look at that. I know that you're not going quickly. Formidable. You're doing 7 knots, but it's like you had a tug. It's like you had a frickin' tugboat trying to turn you around. How many ships do I have left? My light cruisers, I got the Y6. I got the Y5. But they still have 2 intact battleships. The only thing I can do is slam ships into their battleship and hope for the best. But I cannot do that with the heavy cruisers. Can I pen those with a light? Yes, mostly. And their light cruiser, Aurora. Yeah, I can definitely pen that. Well, they might not win it, but they're sure going to make it look good. Let's see. Can we take out more of the stern of this ship? Bit more port rudder. Crazy Chinaman slams ships into a British warship. Actual ram, maybe? No? The hell? What are we doing here? There we go, now we're ramming him. What I'm hoping to do is just shave off as much structural integrity as possible. because aside from ramming, the torpedo boats are basically useless once they have expended their torpedoes, because I have no chance to pen them. And it seems to have worked, because I just shaved off about no, not 30%, but definitely a lot. And the beauty of it is, even if a ship has sunk, you can still ram it. So the Formidable is landing on basically the artificial reef of the torpedo boat and is unable to get itself free, and the Formidable is done. Would I be able to slam this ship into that? Oh, no, buddy. No, 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 no. You really were not supposed to launch your torps. I'm not sure what you're doing. Do we have any others? Stay behinds? Hello. Y8. Get over there. Lanfang. Y5, hard to starboard. Turn into the Aboukir. Maximum starboard rudder. Aboukir is desperately trying to change course. Not having any of that. Into it. Ideally in front of it, so that if I can do enough damage to it, I can just, well, it can die on the Y5, much as the battleship did. Come on. Tap. Yeah, that was a bit underwhelming, wasn't it? Langfang has taken some flooding. That's unfortunate. I still have the other light cruiser here. She is definitely not doing full speed. I can do about 20 knots. The wounded Shannon can probably do more. I want the Y3 and the Y1 to slam into the Albemarle. If you can convince your enemy that you're crazy enough to slam ships into them like this, maybe they're just going to take you seriously or think that you're so nuts that if you'll do it with these ships, you might do it with bigger ones. And they'd be right. Y9 dodging some torps. Okay, screw it. Let's launch a torpedo, even though my chance of hitting it is round about 0. Especially with the maneuverability on the Shannon, and basically all AI ships. Where are there other light cruisers? They have 3 of them, but I'm only seeing the Aurora. Oh, you're just partying somewhere in the back. Okay. Y6. Directly into the Aboukir. No, I know you don't want that. I know you're going to try and dodge it, but that is not the point here. We are here to inflict damage and mayhem against the British warships. And these are throwaway boats, so let's do exactly that. Throw them away. That did remarkably little. Seriously remarkably little. Lanfang, I suppose, missed her torpedo. I still have one other light cruiser here, the Wu Wei. And I have some DDs coming in from the somewhere far, far, far in the back. I really don't think this is going to end well. Lanfang is basically done, as the Shannon's 9-inch guns cut through the cruiser. And the Y5 and the Y6 are jockeying for position. Not in a good way. Oi! Cut that out. Speed about this way, please. If only I had more torpedoes on these torpedo boats, I could have sunk that thing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Flash fire? Oh, come on now. Another one? What are we possibly firing here? White powder. Well, soon we won't. There's another flash fire. Chinese fireworks. I did hit the Shannon with the torp, but these things are so well protected. What sort of torpedo blister do you have? Anti-torp 2. Flash fire! Hold on. No, 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 no. Oh, right. It's a... yeah. I thought it was a DD, but it's a torpedo boat. If it was a DD, I was wondering how can it have more than one flash fire, because I only have one turret. My torpedo boats, however, have more. They have a single 4 and a couple 3s. Oh, sorry, they have 3 single 4-inch guns and 6 3-inch guns. Which is quite a lot of firepower for such a small thing. How are the... oh. That went well. Maybe I can at least take out the battleship here. With a Qilong. And judging by the torpedo count, the Qilong already carried out an attack once. There goes the Y5. The Y6. What are you doing? Why are you stationary? Come on. Fine. Smoke up. Yeah, I got my 2 DDs left. I got the Y8 coming in from the other side. Y9 is still alive, but has no torpedoes. Maybe I can take out the Shannon. But considering that all of those 2-inch guns are making a lot of holes on my torpedo boat, I don't expect so. How fast is the Albemarle? 7.5 knots. 1 damaged engine. The problem is, the AI sometimes is more dangerous with a damaged engine. And I mean that with their insane turning circle. Their ability to just dodge is ridiculously good in this patch. Oh! Ow. Qilong, launch! Launch! Now! 0.6% buoyancy. This thing is being floated by a life raft. That's about it. Oh, fuck's sake. What happened to you? You get hit with a torpedo. And then by an 11-inch. Okay. Come on. Are those launchers still functional? Yes, they are. There we go. Qilong sinks. I have lost line of sight with their battleship. I might at least be able to take out the Shannon. The other heavy cruiser is definitely a no-go. The light cruisers are a complete no-go. I think I got a bit unlucky when it comes to the amount of bulkheads and anti-torpedo defenses that these ships had. Because normally they're not that well protected. Oh, watch this, by the way. This is going to be amusing if I can get the torpedoes away. Which I might not. This ship is stationary, right? Let me just verify. The Shannon is doing 1.9 knots. She's not going anywhere. But, wait. A stationary target should be fairly easy to hit with a set of torpedoes. So that's what the Y8 attempts. And now the Shannon is going to detect those torps. Probably at a range of 1 click or something. The Shannon is doing 1.9 knots. She has now detected the torps. She's doing 5.7. All of a sudden she speeds up by a factor of 3 times her original speed. from 1.7 to 5.4. She turns, and it looks like she might very well get her stern away from the torpedoes. This one, she dodged. That's the torpedo bug, or the formation bug in action. Right there. But ships, especially AI ships, because my ships don't do it, AI ships, when they have a torpedo incoming, they immediately wake up, and it's like they have some sort of override, and they go, oh crap, torpedo, turn. And they immediately make their way away from the torpedo in all sorts of wonderful and unexpected ways. Well, unfortunately for the Shannon, I have one torpedo left. And it's the Y9. No. Collision avoidance denied. What the hell? Move! This is insane. The collision avoidance just kicked in, and it told the ship to stop just instantly. It was doing 13 knots out of its potential 26, but with a damaged engine and a compartment full of water, it's not going anywhere fast. It was going at full speed, and then it went, nope, and it stopped right there. I'm not even in a formation. It's just that the ship refuses to move, like it's caught on something underwater. But there is nothing underwater in this game. There is no land. Hello? Move. Move. All stop. All ahead. Ship just refuses to move. This is why... This is one of the reasons why I go, don't buy this game yet. I mean, it's an alpha. Yes, it's alpha 12 though. Shit like this should not be in the game. I know that the campaign is coming out soon. And I wish I could be more optimistic. Oh, now you're moving. I wish I could be more optimistic about it. But this stuff should not even be possible in this version of the game. Anyway... the British seem to have survived with the intact keeping of 1 battleship, 2 heavy cruisers and 3 lights. So our attack completely failed. And that is why the Boxer Rebellion didn't quite succeed, or at least not the Boxer Rebellion 3.0. Still, I hope you guys enjoyed the mayhem. I shall see you guys soon in a future video.